So this will be a review on one of my Theory Sabers that I got at least a month ago now. I got two sabers. I got a one in SNV4 and one in Profi. The big reason I got one in each is I wanted to do a comparison video, because while I was searching online to see, you know, all the big differences between the two, there wasn't really a whole lot. There were little comparisons here and there. Theory did a couple comparisons in a few of his videos, but there was nothing of them like side by side showing, you know, what like all the differences were, comparing the sound fonts that come on both and everything like that. So that was my goal with this. So this will be the first one. This is the review of the one I got in SNV4. So I got the SoulLight. So the awesome box. These things are awesome, like freaking awesome. I've never seen like anything. I mean, what products do you get these days that actually come in like a nice looking custom box like this? Like most companies don't do this anymore. They don't take their time on the packaging. It's just, you know, throw it in a box and, you know, here you go. You know, there's a couple out there that the box looks nice. I mean, for example, I'd say all the Razer accessories that I have for my PC, those come in decent boxes, stuff like that. But most of the stuff you get, it doesn't come in anything anywhere near as cool as this. So, you know, the box, the collector's box, it's got all the Arabish on it. And if we open it up here, take that out, stuck in the bottom. The inside even, fulfill your destiny. Hard to see there, with the Theory Sabers logo. So these boxes are awesome. So in the box, so when you open it, let's see if I can hold it all together here. That's what you get. So we'll go through everything in it. You get your Theory Sabers stickers or decals. I like calling them decals. Destruction manual or instruction manual gives you your basics on what comes in the box, how to work your saber, all of the controls for whatever you get, SNV4 or Profi, 1-button and 2-button are all on the Theory Sabers site as well. They were a major help to me while I was figuring out how to do everything, so I would highly recommend, once you get your saber, going to their I forget what section it is, but they've got a section where they tell you how to do everything. A big list of everything that you can do with these things. So within the box also we have a display stand. I have a different way of displaying all of my sabers, so I'm not going to use this myself, at least not where I'm at now, but a nice laser cut acrylic stand or display stand for it. So that is awesome. It's the little things. It's always the little things that really make this kind of stuff just over the top. So your toolkit, all the important bits. Within said toolkit, you get a nice metal Theory Sabers plaque. It's a 2-way tape backer, so probably be real good to put on the display stand. With this one anyway, I don't think it's going to come with all of them, but with this one, the body is just like a polished metal tube. So they tossed in some leather wrap and the little two-way tape, clear two-way tape, to be able to put it on, so you can add a little something to the hilt or the body of the hilt. Better grip, adds a little look. I already have it on mine. So I've had this for a while, like I said, so I've been playing with it. You know, already did a couple custom things to it, added some sound some different sound fonts, all that. So this I got with the SNV4, but I didn't get with the Profi, but it's a micro SD card to USB card reader. Just a nice little thing. I got one off Amazon, a little bit bigger one, but that was definitely a nice added little thing there. And then we got the charging cord, USB to USB-C. The kind of hard to see them in here, but the retention screws or set screws for the blade and the Allen key. The only thing that you don't get with these, which you do have to get, is the wall plug adapter, which I got one here. It has to be 5 volt, which is what most of them are, but it has to be a 1 amp charger. It cannot be what most of us have for charger plugins, which is like 1.5 to 2.5, 3. It's something higher than 1. So in order to properly charge the 18650 batteries that come in these, you need the 1 amp charger. You can get them on Amazon usually in like a pair pretty easily. So or if you have a nice charger, like a nice high-end charger for all these kind of removable batteries, which I have, got a bunch of flashlights and my other Sabers that I have gotten in the past. Everything runs off 18650s. You know, all of my lights that I use for modeling and everything. So you can use that as well. Gives you a readout and all that kind of stuff. I would recommend, however, actually using the wall charger, even though it takes a lot longer to charge. I found that at least with the SNV4, the Profi seemed to hold everything pretty well, but the SNV4, which I'll get into in a little bit on the video, is if you change any of the colors, the sounds, the blade effects, anything like that, I found that if you remove the battery, it does reset those back, and you have to go back in to this nifty app that you actually have to use to control, or not to control it, but to change some stuff on it. You have to go back in the app and re-add all of that. So I plug it in, it saves everything then, so it might take a little longer, but that's fine. And the last thing, not an empty bag. This is an empty bag. You get the blade plug as well, which, like I said, I've already had mine on display, so I didn't want to take the blade plug out just to put it back in after this, so I left it in. So under the longer part of the box here, you have the blade. It's the NeoPixel blade, so you got LEDs running all the way through it. Comes with a nice protective rubber black plug on the bottom to protect your contacts. I don't know if I said, I got a 32 inch. 32 is the way to go, I think, for the most common length of, like, most swords and everything that you're gonna duel with. If you're a bit taller, I'm like 5'10", 5'11". I'd say if you're 6 foot or more, you might want to go with the 36 inch blade. And then they also have a 26 inch option, which I believe you actually have to get separately. They didn't offer it in the drop down box when you're ordering. It was only 32 or 36, but you can get a 26 inch. So if you're getting one for, you know, a kid, I would get the 26 inch, or if you're planning on dual wielding, generally your secondary blade, which is used for defense, would be a shorter blade, kind of like what Ahsoka ran. I believe her blade was or when she was a Padawan, her secondary blade was a 26 inch, and her main attacking blade was a 32. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's what it was. That's generally how that works when you run 2 weapons at once, like that. Last, the important bit, nice velvet custom Theory Sabers bag for the hilt, which also still comes in bubble wrap. Bam. Like I said, this is the SoulLight. Here's your blade plug. Just a nice Theory Sabers logo. It's about yay long, just a nice acrylic piece just to protect your important bits, your contacts in here. But yep, here's that. As you can see, I already put the leather wrap on. I was going for that kind of two-tone look. I wanted some of the brushed metal to still, or the polished metal to still show through, and then the nice brown leather wrap. I think it added a really nice touch to it. And the other thing, as you can see, the CoverTech wheel, they do not come with those. I have some extras from some old Sabers that these are taking the place of, because these are major upgrades to the ones that I have had in the past. So I took the CoverTech wheels off of 2 of those, and I put them on this one and my Profi that I got. Otherwise, in order to get them from Theory Sabers, it's a whole end cap pommel. So you take the pommel off and then put it in its place, which would have worked fine for this one because it's just a black cap, and you can get it in black, silver, or gold. I, however, wanted to have it actually on the Saber itself, especially with if you get one of the other ones that's like a custom finish, like the one I got in Profi. That one's a nice kind of weathered blue finish, and I didn't feel as though just a standard solid color pommel would look good on that one. So I have a tap set for other hobbies already for small screws, so I just drilled a conveniently placed hole that was already here, a little bit larger, and tapped that to the threads for the screw for the CoverTech wheel, and bam, went on perfectly. So it's got a little custom work, like I said. You can do anything to these if you weigh around some tools and you're into hobbies, stuff like that. So but overall, this thing is great. It's got a nice kind of little design on there. I don't know how easy it is to see. Nice machined top piece, the blue accent. This thing is great for doing spins and whatnot on. It's so comfortable in the hand. I can't say enough how great this thing is for spinning. Actually, this one's more comfortable than the one I got in Profi, which I actually got first. There's nothing on it to really, it's just nice and smooth along the whole thing. You got little bits in here that give it a little grip. The switch piece has the texture on it for grip, and then just adding that leather wrap to the bottom really kind of helps just give it that grip. So as far as getting to the internals goes, for this one anyway, I know some of the Theory Sabers you don't want to do this to. You only want to unscrew the pommel. This one is not one of those. You cannot access anything from the bottom, so when you unscrew it, just be careful when you slide it off. There is your internals. There's your motherboard, or your circuit board, whatever you want to call it, your SD card, which is removable. If you're going to remove the SD card, make sure you remove the battery first. Otherwise, you could potentially have some issues. So, and then there is your 18650 battery. Very common batteries these days, like I said, for a lot of light-based things. So, remove the battery, then you can remove your SD card. You can add sound fonts to it. Like I said, I have already added sound fonts that I've gotten from Kyberphonics, which is what most of the sound fonts on these already are. Amazing sound fonts, absolutely amazing. Pretty much any character that you'll want is in there. And I've got a couple from that I'm looking to get from, I believe it's K-Sith is the other big one. He just came out with Star Killer from the Force Unleashed games, so I might have to go and get those as well. But both of them are like around $10 per sound font. I know Kyberphonics usually runs a deal where if you get 5 or more, you get, I believe it's 10% off, something like that. It's right on the website. So very simple. The SNV4 is much easier to add the sound fonts to compared to Profi. This is literally just like a copy and a paste, pretty much, and then pop the SD card back in, and then just go onto the app and program everything from there. So next we will get into, I'll actually put the blade in, and we'll get into some of the sounds and the light show, and I can show a little bit of the app as well, and yeah, demonstrate for you. Okay, to continue on with everything now, we're going to go into the sound and light show. So we'll start by taking out the plug, the blade plug. Just nice simple little piece there. This one only has the 2 retention screws, or blade screws. So take the cap off of that. Insert like so. As far as I know, you want to give it a little, just like a gentle little push down to make sure it's on the contacts. And then, while holding it, give it a couple turns. You don't want to obviously crank it down, because with something this small, you could, crack the blade. So, got it in. I'll go through as much as I can here. I've got it up on the secondary screen here. So to power it on, let's see here. Make sure there's no other. So in standby mode, so when it's off like this, looks like, let's see here. Oh no. So you want to wake it up, hold the button. You can hear Theory's voice there. Powered on. Now in standby mode like this, you can adjust the volume. You got the 3 different modes. You can you hold the button until the blue light on the hilt flashes once, then release. It'll go through high volume, low volume, and mute. You can switch the boot effect. Hold the button down basically 2 seconds or until it flashes twice, and you'll switch between, I want to say it's like 11 or 12 different ones, I believe. Blade effect, hold it down, flashes 3 times or 3 seconds, then release. And switch sound font, hold it down 4 seconds or flashes 4 times. And then if you hold it down, basically, I think it's like 6 seconds or 6 flashes, it powers it back off, or it'll automatically power off when not being used after 10 minutes. So, to go through here, we'll do some of these. So, turn it on here. It's got the smooth swing. And the other cool thing with this is you can hold the button down to turn it off. But with these, the other cool thing is you have the gesture mode. So you just twist your wrist and it turns on and turns off. So that's pretty sweet. Let's see here. We'll do the... We'll turn it up. High volume. Just so we can hear it. Alright, let's try. We're going to do everything else through the app just because it's a little bit easier. But we'll show you when it's on here. You can tap the button for the blaster effect. Hold it down till it flashes for your lockup, and then just hit it again to release. You can do color change mode by holding down the button 2 flashes, and it'll change. So you can cycle through all the colors. Nice orange, a light blue, like a greenish kind of yellow, a little hard to see on the camera, but you got your lighter purple, your white, like a Arctic blue, green, more of a orangish yellow, and back to red. I believe it's force effect.
Flash off.
Nope, nope, that's turning your flash on flash, sorry. I should know these things.
Flash on.
Honestly don't know how I did that one. Let's see here. When the blade is up, hold the button and then twist. Okay, so that's the force. Hold button and thrust is your melt. Hold button and hit the saber is your drag. So you can actually also change the color by holding the button and then twisting. It's got to be facing down, but you can cycle through all the colors that way as well. So we'll go through some of the different sound fonts on here, but we're going to use the app. It's just a little bit quicker. So the app that you're going for, it's called Force Park V2. That's what it looks like. You'll hear it when you fire it up. It says connected. You'll have to connect the. You might have to connect it at the top. So you'll go into the Saber controls, and within here, you can control everything that this does. So you can power it on. You can do your blaster, your lockup, your clash. The force, you have your melt, your stab, that's the stab, drag you can turn on, and you can make the swing sounds. You can also from in here hit the music, which each sound font has its own soundtrack to go with it. And you can turn it off from here as well. So we'll turn it back on. So you can do your blade colors all from in here as well. You can switch your sound fonts. Now I've already added sounds to this, and you do have to, if you get sounds like other sound fonts from Kyberphonics or K-Sith, you have to go in to where it says here. It's hard to see, but it says sound font, and then on here you've got all of your sound fonts to go through. And this was the part that I couldn't find at first, where to actually, I added sounds to, but I couldn't figure out how to get those on there, and you cannot do it via the Saber. You have to do it on the app. So you'll just hit the star, or you'll go into it, you can listen to which ones they are, and then you hit the star, you'll mark it if you want it or don't want it, and you can only have, I think it's like 24 or 25 on here, so you have to take some off in order to put some back, or to put others on. So we'll go through a couple of the sound fonts here. That one was one of the ones that I have added. I believe that was Count Dooku.
I'm right.
So here's Rey. Had to get Darth Revan. Now this one I put one of the blade effects on. Sorry, focusing. It's having trouble with the pulsating, I'm pretty sure. That one I put one of the blade effects on. So you've got the pulsating on it.
I'm Qui-Gon Jinn.
Qui-Gon.
General Krell, you're being relieved of duty.
And General Krell from the Clone Wars cartoon series. Either blue or green. Obviously you had both.
Shin Hati.
Had to get Shin to go along with the... Alright, Shin Hati. Nice orange to go along with Balin Skull, who's automatically on the sound fonts that you get with these.
He's been working on that thing for weeks. What kind of lightsaber could he possibly build with the junk we have laying around?
Nope. That one, for some reason, has a different boot effect on.
Blade 1.
So, this is Ezra's from the first, or his first saber. So, we're going to want that blue. And we'll go through, I guess, the boot effects.
Ignition 3. Ignition 4. Ignition 5. Ignition 6. Ignition 7.
This one. That one, if you're any bit of a Stargate fan, I'm pretty sure that's where that one came from. It's the dialing the gate, or the alarm that goes off in the dialing the gate, and then you can actually hear the chevrons locking, and it dials it up. I absolute major Stargate fan, so that's perfect.
Ignition 8.
That one goes perfect with the with Anakin's Pod Racer sound font.
Ignition 9. Ignition 10.
Always good.
Ignition 11. Ignition 1.
And there's just back to your regular one there. The sound from Ezra's sabers is just one of my favorites. So when I found that I could get both his blue and green sound fonts, I was on top of that immediately.
Someday I will be. I will be the most powerful Jedi ever.
I changed a couple things up on some of the sounds that came on it. So this is one that's on there. It's the Anakin's from episode 2, where he was taking out all the sand people. But I changed a couple things on it, so it's a little different. Vader. These are all now going to be ones that come on it. Should be, anyway.
It's just Ben these days.
Kenobi.
At last we will have revenge.
Darth Maul.
Master Yoda.
Got Yoda. Now, all of these, you can also, within the app, change the way that the lights act as well. You can do the on speed, or the ignition speed, the shutting off speed, how much of the end of the blade lights up for, like the tip drag, all sorts of stuff. And all done within the app here. You can also go on and download other blade effects and ignition effects that other people have created and put on the app as well.
Darth Sidious.
And I'll go through when I do the comparison video of SNV4 and Profi. Most of the sound fonts are the same, or I have most of the same sound fonts on both of them. So I'll show the difference in them of just what you get out of the box.
I am a Jedi.
Like I said, this
Like
one
my father before me.
can do a lot of stuff on the app, so it's easier. But Luke's from episode 6. Just out of the box, the Profi has more effects with the blade that you can just immediately go to town right away with it and just start going. But the SNV4 is nice for being able to change the blade effects on the fly, because the Profi, in order to do any of that, you need to know quite a bit more, and it has to be plugged into a computer to do all of that stuff. So, which I have not really gotten too familiar with yet. I know how to add sound fonts and replace sound fonts, but that's it as far as that goes. I haven't gone any further because honestly, I right now I don't need to. So,
You ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? I'm Cal, and this is PD1.
Ahsoka Tano.
Ahsoka, nice white blade.
Balin Skull.
Gotta love this one. Yes, this one's great.
The Dark Saber. It belongs to you. Traitor! Just a simple wanderer.
This is pod racing.
Don't know if I already have this one. Nope, I don't. So, for this one,
Ignition 11. Ignition 10. Ignition 9. Ignition 8.
there we go.
This party's over.
Mace Windu. This is one of the ones that I got from Kyberphonics and added.
Ezra Bridger.
And here's Ezra, his green saber. This was the one that I was looking for more. The ignition and the swing sounds are just something else. I love the ignition sound. Just one of the best, in my opinion. And then back to Dooku. And some of these on SNV4 compared to Profi, some of these sound fonts on Profi have a pre-on or a pre-ignition, so it'll make a different sound before the blade ignites. So for Dooku, it's just an on. On the Profi, you'll notice eventually you get a low kind of boom beforehand, so it boom and then ignites. So that one's awesome, and a few of them have that. Revan's does. Ray's does. So there's some differences, that's for sure. But yeah, as far as this goes, I would highly recommend a Theory Sabers Saber for sure, no matter what. Just everything about them. I mean, you ask any questions, need any kind of customer service, anything like that, they are amazing. You know, I had some questions when I first was getting into it, and they were very quick on responding, and just everything. They were just all great all around to deal with. So, highly recommend them. The two that I have from them are awesome. Great quality. They have been a ton of fun so far. After showing a buddy of mine that I duel with these ones, he will definitely be picking up 1, 2, who knows. Definitely picking several up though, probably. And like I said, if you're looking for something, you know, on the fly, easy to change the effects and whatnot, you know, this is definitely the one. You know, like I said, you can do it all from the app, and this would probably be a great one for, you know, if you want to get one for your kid, or like I said, you know, you don't know much about computers, and you want something that, you know, you can change. And I forgot to go through the blade effects, but you can see all that. You get your rainbow blade, you get your you know, your gradient shift where it just cycles between all of the colors, your different flickers, your pulsating, all of that good stuff. And it's all controllable on the Saber, right off the button there, with holding it down, you know, 1 through whatever seconds, or the flashes of the light, or on the app, done right on your phone, iPad, tablet, whatever. So a little bit simpler out of box, but easier to change settings on the fly, and that's where I would recommend the SNV4 for something like that. Profi, we'll get into that when I do that one, but that one I would recommend for, you know, just it's the better board overall, and it's got the better effects and sound right out of the box. So if you're looking for something that you don't want to change, you're good with the way the sounds and the blade effects come, definitely go with Profi. But if you're looking for ease of customization without needing to know anything about computers or plugging anything in, SNV4 for sure. They're both great. You know, they both have their positives. So that's all I can really say about that. So yeah, again, this is the SoulLight in SNV4, right off of Theory Sabers website. And yeah, we'll catch you in the next one with the Profi.